Hi, I'm Alan Lee, the host for today's cooking demonstration at Chinese Cultural Center of Greater Toronto. We are very fortunate to have Chef Frankie Young, a renowned Chinese Chiu-Chow Cantonese cuisine chef in Toronto, to cook for us. Well, to give you a bit of background, Chef Frankie has over 50 years of experience in Cantonese and Chiu-Chow cuisines. He's also an expert in food carving. He has given cooking demonstrations on TV, radio, and internet. Well, without further ado, let's find out what dish Chef Frankie will cook for us today. Hello， 你好。Hello， 你好。係 Chef， 我哋今日你介紹我哋點樣做邊一樣餸咧？今日咧，我係做一個叫海皇嘅菠菜太極羹。海皇菠菜太極羹。係。OK， 咁或者講一講個材料先。嗱，材料啊，我今日咧就選用咗咩咧？首先係蘑菇啦。係。嚇，咁呢度咧有啲蟹肉啦。蟹肉咧，我係用一隻蟹去拆一啲肉出嚟嘅。咁另外咧，我又用咗龍蝦啦。有一隻龍蝦，咁其實咧就除咗呢啲咧，我哋用蝦啊，用蝦啊，用嗰個蟹啊，或者係用鮮魷啊，都可以嘅，帶子都得嘅。帶子都得。Okay, so Chef today is going to teach us how to make this dish called Tai Chi Seafood Spinach Soup, and the ingredients are mushroom. As you can see here, we've got lobster meat and crab meat, and these are all freshly harvested or freshly made. Well, you don't really make the meat, you take the meat out of the shell, okay? However, if you don't want to use lobster or crab, you can also replace them with whatever type of seafood that you like, such as scallop, shrimp, or squid. Yeah. But I noticed that all you need to do is to chop them into small pieces, okay? So maybe you can take a look at this, then so you can just use whatever seafood you want, okay? 咁我哋下一步點做咧？嗱，而家咧我哋就分開幾個步驟去做先。第一咧，我哋就將蘑菇去切咗佢。OK。切完之後咧，一陣我哋淥一淥佢，之後咧跟住我哋就會淥啲菠菜啦。淥完啲菠菜，我哋就喺度擺落個 blender 嗰度打。係啊，Chef， 我有一個問題，呢啲我想知啲龍蝦肉同埋呢個蟹肉係咪已經係生定係已經熟嘅咧？係熟嘅，因為我哋係用一隻生嘅蟹攞落去烚咗之後先拆肉。所以呢個肉係熟嘅。Oh, okay. Tip number one, as you can see here, the lobster meat and the crab meat, they are all cooked already. So basically, what Chef did was he cooked the shrimp. Well, not the shrimp, sorry, the lobster and the crab. And after he cooked them, he removed all the meat out. So to make this soup. And let me ask the chef one more important question. 咁大廚，我想問咧就係。如果我哋用帶子或者蝦或者魷魚咁樣，我係咪都要預先烚咗佢哋先咧？係，我哋要焯一焯佢先。焯一焯佢先，係焯到熟晒。嗱，我哋焯嘅時候咧，我哋大約有80熟。因為點解咧？因為海鮮熟個頭係唔好食嘅。係。咁所以我哋焯咗佢80熟。因為如果唔係咧，嗰啲海鮮咧，佢變咗有啲雪藏嘅味咧，就冇咁好噶啦。Okay. Tip number 2. If you are going to replace the lobster and crab meat with shrimps, scallop or squid or cuttlefish, whatever, you also pre-cook them. You cook them up to about 80%. The reason is being if you cook it up to 100%, later on when we cook it again in the soup, you will overcook all these seafood. And if you overcook them, it will get tough and it won't taste as good. Okay. So 咁而家我哋可以開始，你可以教我哋點煮啦。好啦，而家落嚟咧，我哋就切咗啲蘑菇佢先。咁蘑菇咧，我哋可以切片，我哋亦都可以切粒。我今日就要係切片嘅。Okay. So now Chef is slicing all the mushroom. But you have two options. You can either slice it or you can cut it into small pieces. But today, Chef is going to slice them all. 因為咧蘑菇咧，我哋咧切咗咧淥一淥佢之後咧，放喺個底嗰度。係。 其實切粒同切片佢做出嚟個效果口感裏邊有咩分別？
嗱，如果切片咧，佢個口感咧就好啲嘅。
係。
但係切粒咧，佢因為佢細粒咧，就變咗嚟講咧，食起上嚟你食唔到蘑菇啦，就好似即係比較係少啲啦。你而家咁樣咧食起上嚟咧，個蘑菇咧就比較係即係。每一個湯入口嗰陣時咧，你都會食到有蘑菇嘅。
哦 ，OK. So the difference between you slice it or you cut it into small pieces is that if you slice them like the way the chef is doing, when you eat the soup, you will be able to taste the texture, to feel the texture of the mushroom. However, if you, especially after you blanch the mushroom, it's going to shrink. So if you cut it into smaller pieces, it's going to be smoother, but it's going to be less textural. So that's the main difference. So it really depends on what you want. Chef, 咁我哋下一步係點做啊？嗱，
而家咧我哋首先咧就做一個步驟，係，就係咧我哋將個龍蝦肉灼一灼佢。
OK。
嗱，個龍蝦肉，嗱我哋係熟嘅。係，但係我而家係輕輕咁樣灼一灼佢先。
Okay, so it looks like chef is only blanching the lobster meat, but the lobster meat is cooked already. 呢個我想知灼呢個水咧，係你有冇加過任何味嘅？冇嘅。因為龍蝦咧，我哋係食過龍蝦嘅鮮味，所以我哋就冇嘅。 Okay, it's just water. You don't need to add any seasoning or salt in the water. Okay, keep that in mind.
好啦，嗱咁我而家咧就將呢一個咧就倒咗落個鍋底嗰度先。Okay. 咁落嚟咧，咁我哋咧就落啲草菇啦。因為草菇我哋淥嘅時候咧，係我哋咧就落少油落去。
Okay, chef adds a little bit of oil into the mushroom.
咁咧我落少糖。
And a little bit of sugar.
再落少鹽。
A little bit of salt.
好啦，我哋咧就將佢呢度淥熟佢先。
OK。
因為咧，我哋淥熟咗之後咧，我哋咧就將佢擺埋落去嗰啲龍蝦肉嗰度。
呢個就淥到要熟晒啦。
係啦，呢個就直情係淥熟佢嘅。
哦 ，OK。Okay, so for the mushroom, you gotta cook it to 100%.
因為本身咧，如果我哋啲蘑菇咧，因為如果我哋嚟講咧，廣東菜、潮州菜都好咧，我哋咧就淥嘅時候咧，我哋落少糖落去咧，落少油落去咧，咁佢會令到佢滑啲嘅。
滑啲 ，OK。Okay, so tip number 3: whenever you boil the mushroom, like butter mushroom or any, butter mushroom basically, you add a little bit of oil, a little bit of sugar. That will make the mushroom a lot more smoother and more tender. So, and of course, which means it tastes better. Okay, so that's the tip from chef. 好，咁我哋而家
咁咧，我而家咧嗱啲蘑菇咧淥到都差唔多啦。係。嗱，我哋撈起佢，撈起佢之後咧，落嚟咧，我哋就要將個菠菜擺落去烚啦。好啦，落嚟咧，跟住咧，我哋咧就將個菠菜擺落去烚咗佢。
Okay, now chef is putting all the spinach in the water.
咁呢個菠菜咧，我哋係直情係要烚到佢熟咗嘅。
係，基哥我留意到你主要都係包菠菜葉咧，咪唔愛滾嘅？
唔係，其實咧我就有滾嘅。係。咁
我都有。
有滾嘅。菠菜咧，其實咧我哋嚟講咧，你用一隻有頭嘅又得，冇頭嘅都得。係。咁咧個菠菜咧就係用菠菜葉都可以嘅。哦 ，OK。但係菠菜葉咧就冇咁滑。
哦 ，OK。即係可以用葉，可以用滾。係。呢個就冇乜所謂嘅。係一齊都可以。OK。So when you do when you use whatever spinach you use, you can use both the leaves and the stalk because I noticed that there's more leaves than stalks in here. So that's what I was asking the chef. if we should only use the leaf, but actually you can use both.
好啦，而家我哋咧烚到一陣之後咧，我哋就撈乾佢咧，就用個 blender 打咗佢。
Okay, so after the spinach is cooked, he's going to use the blender to blend it. And I think that's how you create that green color soup. The texture.
好啦，嗱，我而家呢個時候咧，我哋撈起佢啦。你睇啲菠菜軟晒㗎啦。
係。So chef is adding some water into the blender. 我哋加幾多水左右？嗱，
我哋加嘅水咧，我哋咧就係過咗嗰啲菠菜少少咁樣。
哦 ，OK. So you top up the water, pretty much just to cover the spinach. 基哥，咁我哋打幾耐左右啊？
嗱，我哋咧擺咗落去呢個水咧就加到嗰啲菠菜高少少。嗱，我哋而家就打爛佢。只要咧將嗰啲菠菜咧打爛晒咧，咁就可以。
哦 ，OK。
嗱，我哋而家打完啦，我哋就將啲菠菜倒棄佢啦。
OK， 好。
是得。
So basically, chef, you blend it until it's very smooth, and I can tell that it is very smooth and fine. So the next step is okay. Wow, the color. The color basically is spells nutrition. 哇，好靚啊！
係啊，好綠色。
係啊，呢個打咗幾耐左右啊？
呢個大約係5分鐘到。
Okay, you blend. Oh, chef blended it for about 4 or 5 minutes。
咁樣咧，而家咧我哋咧就落去煮啦，落嚟下一個步驟。而家咧我哋首先咧，隻鑊咧我哋落少少油落去。
Okay。
啷一啷佢先。
So chef added a little bit of oil in the fry pan。
咁咧就我哋將我先頭嗰啲菠菜倒落去啦。好，我哋倒咗落去之後咧，咁我哋咧就係加啲雞粉啦。
Okay, now chef is adding a little bit of chicken powder。
加少鹽啦。
A bit of salt。
好啦，嗱，我哋先頭咧錄咗嗰兩樣咧，就係擺咗喺呢度嘅。
OK。
嚇，好，咁我哋而家就等嗰呢個菠菜汁滾啦。
係。
滾嘅時候咧，跟住咧我哋就可以打小片落去。
So we're waiting for the spinach soup to boil.
嗱，我哋等佢滾啦。
And then he's going to thicken it.
本身嚟講咧，就嗰啲菠菜咧滾上嚟咧，我哋就得㗎啦。
Okay, so basically when you see that the soup starts bubbling, then you know that it is almost the time that it's done. Then he's going to thicken it using the typical potato starch paste to thicken it.
嗱，你留意到咧，就係我哋先頭咧加咗少水落去之後咧，我哋咧就盡量要多啲菠菜，即係少啲水，咁樣咧佢咧就個味咧就好濃。
Okay, so tip number 4, whenever you cook this soup, use more spinach and less water if you want to have stronger flavor.
嗱，而家我哋見到咧有少泡上咗嚟啦。
Okay, so we see that the soup is starting to bubble.
嗱，咁我哋就落少少嘅生粉。
So we add in a bit of starch, a mix of starch and water.
嗱，呢個秘訣咧最緊要咧就係下低呢一層，即係綠色呢一層，我哋咧就要個結少少嘅，即係個生粉係要多少少，令到佢結嗰陣時咧，當個白色喺面頭嗰陣時咧，佢先唔會沉落去。如果你呢度唔夠生粉咧，等佢就會沉落去㗎啦。
Okay, so tip number 5, because this is a Thai. Well, if you remember, the name of this dish is Tai Chi seafood spinach. So there's going to be 2 colors. So this is this color of the spinach soup. It has to be thicker, so that later when you pour it into the bowl, it will remain in the bottom. It has to be heavier. That's why like you have to make it a little bit thicker. You can see that he has thickened it by quite a bit.
最後咧，我哋落少油落去啦。
Oh, chef added a little bit of oil. 係咪入咩油啫 ？Vegetable oil 啊 ，canola oil。係啦。OK。
好啦，跟住咧，我哋就畢咗落個鍋嗰度啦。
OK。係。
我哋睇到咧個鍋下低嗰度咧，就係有龍蝦啦，有蘑菇啦。嚇嗱。咁呢一個咧，我哋唔可以畢到佢太滿嘅。係。我哋畢到佢差唔多有80%到啦，因為我哋仲有層白色嘅要上去。咁我哋咧就呢個咧畢咗之後咧，我哋落嚟咧就會跟住咧煮個蟹肉嗰個啦。Okay. So this one you don't top it up to the top because he's going to be adding the other color soup in it. The other one that he's going to be using crab meat and egg white. 好啦，而家我哋咧就滾咗啲水，跟住咧我哋落少雞粉。Okay, we added a bit of chicken powder. 好少嘅鹽。A bit of salt. 嗱，我哋等佢滾咗上嚟之後咧，我哋首先咧，嗱呢個步驟咧好重要。Okay. 我哋首先咧就係打咗個芡先。Okay, we thicken the soup base first. 所有材料我哋都唔落住嘅。Okay. 你睇到個芡咧打到咁嘅，嚇。呢個就冇少少。係啦，呢個就稀啲嘅。好啦，喺呢個時候咧，嗱喺呢個時候咧，我哋咧就要倒啲蟹肉落去咯喎。啊。Okay, so like this one is not as thick as the spinach soup, right? Because I think this layer or this soup is going to stay afloat later on. 好啦。On top of the spinach soup. 喺呢個時候咧，我哋熄咗火嘅先。Okay, so we turn off the heat. Oh, a chef just added some crab meat. 嗱呢度咧就係蛋白嚟嘅。Okay, and this is egg white. 一路攪住佢。So you stir it while you're adding the egg white. 你要熄咗火咧，嗰啲蛋白先唔會一嚿嚿。Okay, tip number 6. You have to turn off the heat so that as you pour down the egg white, it will not clump. 好啦，落晒之後咧，我哋就重新再開翻佢。Okay. After you add all the egg white, you turn the heat back on, but you still keep stirring it. 咁咧，佢啲蛋白咧先會滑，同埋咧個蛋白先推得開。So I guess this is the trick for commercial kitchen, like in the restaurant. That's how they do it. 好啦，喺呢個時候咧，我哋可以再加多少少嘅粉上去啦。So chef just added a little bit more of the potato starch water, just the thickening agent to thicken the soup a little bit more. But still, it's not that thick. 都唔係好結啫喎，冇頭先嗰個。因為我哋係啦，嗱好啦，最後我哋要加少油上去嘅。Oh, and then again, just like the spinach soup, he added a little bit of oil. 好啦，嗱咁呢個時候咧，我哋可以熄咗個爐。Okay, and then you turn off the heat. 嗱，而家我哋擺落去呢個嘢呢個太極呢度咧，咁我哋要有啲功夫啦。Okay. So now chef is going to show us how to make the Tai Chi symbol. 嗱，首先我哋畢咗上嚟。Okay. 揩個底先。嗱，一擺落去嗰陣時，一擺落去一拉。跟住每一次咧，我哋都係加落去白色嗰度。So you see that when chef is adding the crab meat soup, he is trying to form like an S. 好啦，跟住咧，我哋咧就係用隻匙羹將佢。嗱，你如果佢太大咧，你可以推過啲嘅。 可以做翻個形出嚟。綠色呢度加一點落去。呢個邊咧，嗱，如果我哋要佢尖啲咧，我哋可以加。好啦，另外咧，我哋咧又調翻轉頭咯啊！喺綠色呢邊筆少上嚟，喺白色呢邊加一點落去。咁呢個湯咧，其實咧本身嚟講咧，我哋咧嗱，我哋可以咁啦，嗱咁轉，咁咧就可以成為我哋一個太極羹啦。嗱，咁呢個係用隻匙羹，嗱，用隻匙羹咁樣。咁嗱，我哋加嘅時候咧，我哋係盡量加落去白色嗰度。
OK。
你好多人咧就以為咧，我哋係分開兩格，其實就唔係嘅。咁最後咧，我哋抹乾淨個碟水。係。嗱，咁我哋咧就會成咗呢個個羹啦。
Wow, this is like totally magical. Well, as you can see, I never knew that this soup is basically is spinach soup, and then you just add the crab meat soup just on the top layer, but it is so beautifully presented. 哇，真係好靚呢個太極羹咧，其實主要都係菠菜羹。係，咁呢一個羹咧，就係咧，如果喺我哋食療入邊咧，因為佢菠菜咧，除咗有營養之外咧，佢係養顏嘅，所以咧好多女士都好中意呢一。Okay, thank you, Chef, for showing us how to do this magical soup. This is like Tai Chi. I have to recall the name again. Tai Chi style spinach and seafood soup. OK， 多謝晒。好唔使，因為我哋呢一個湯咧食嗰陣時咧，因為入邊咧就有龍蝦肉有食，咁我哋咧筆嘅時候咧，我哋就筆深少少，就可以連啲龍蝦肉同埋連啲蘑菇都可以食埋啦。OK，so and the tip for when you serve this soup, the tip is that when you scoop out the soup, just don't forget what's in the bottom. Do you guys still remember what's on the bottom? We've got lobster, we've got the mushroom. They are all in the bottom. So when you scoop it out, just make sure that you go all the way to the bottom and get all the yummy ingredients. Okay, so I hope that you guys can try to make this soup at home and see whether you can make the same shape or maybe you can even do better. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye bye. Bye bye.